Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We continue our North Carolina trip where we attended streetcar bragging rights and had a few podcasts with some locals. Today we'll be getting a tour of Vinny Giglio's garage and check out his collection, hear some of his stories, get a fun ride along in a GT40 of course, and much more.
Part of me was like, I should just wait a minute and let him swerve.
Pretty well, actually.
Huh? Hey, that was way more graceful.
That was way more graceful. I'm actually impressed. That was
I actually am too. I was gonna roll out on the ground.
You got it?
I know you don't want to slam it, but it's like I think you have to.
It's gonna be like the Lego noises from the video game, like.
So everybody, welcome to Gun It Garage. I finally got everything that I wanted. Everything is cool. So, what'd you think?
Dude, I gave a lot of ridiculous comments. Hold on, I'm trying to find my man card. Here, take it. I don't deserve it anymore.
I think you got to do more hits than I did too, because you guys had less traffic.
I was gonna say I felt bad because I was like doing all these hits on the way here, and I'm like, oh shit, I should have done that with Dan. we didn't really get a chance though. We were so there's your phone. We were so behind. We were so behind with cars on the way there. And then I got to do my real racetrack. This is my racetrack coming down the hill here.
Okay.
So we kind of ripped it quite a bit. What'd you think on the outside?
It's two totally different experiences, and I love them both equally, to be honest with you. Fireballs, the smell, yeah, it was great.
And it drains you. You're gonna go home and take a nap now.
So one of the comments I made, I was like, this is like being popcorn inside of a microwave. It's popping.
I'm full sweat. You can't see it yet. It's through, but my legs are full sweat all the way down my feet.
Dude, you know how there's like a sauna trend right now? Like everybody's like, oh, saunas are the best. Like, everybody should own a sauna. Dude.
It's a $250,000 sauna.
Have you tried to buy a sauna lately? They're about the same amount of money.
Really, just such a unique driving experience.
Yeah.
Like you just don't get that of anything these days.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you guys got to like really feel it and know it and experience it.
Well,
We'll become better friends. I'll see what it actually means to drive it eventually.
That was where Haley and Matt both were like, holy shit, because I let them drive it too.
Yep.
And they were, first of all, being a passenger in that is one thing. Being a passenger in that with a race car driver who all of a sudden is like, oh, this thing's awesome. I changed my pants like 4 times. We're back here on the back country road just going crazy. And Haley does not hold back.
I became a structural component of this car.
I think you have to, there has to be a
I'm the roll cage.
Yes.
I'm the airbag.
I was like, listen, this is just one of those. You just have to accept your fate.
Yeah, no, I thought the same thing. I was like, cool, I'm strapped in here, and as soon as we roll over, it's going to crush. Who cares?
Well, your head didn't touch the ceiling, Dad.
How do you know?
Okay, so real quick, so we're at VinGiggs garage here. Do you want to kind of give us a little tour? What's going on?
Yeah.
You're thinking about Ubering someone in this, by the way? Like, go to the airport, we're going to come again.
We've talked about doing random stuff like that. We give rides a lot, it's so funny. Like, I'll be leaving a car show and a kid will come up and be like, can you just give me a ride home? And I'm like, yeah, why not? Get in.
That's crazy.
One thing I love about that car is that you don't see them driven, obviously. And so when people see them, they get really excited about it. And then you get to tell them the story behind the car, or they know what it is. And they're like, why are you driving this out here? It's like, for this.
I should also preface with the fact that he called me fat. He's like, the second you get out of here, it's way faster.
He said the same thing to me.
I did. I was like, listen, one of us gets out. It makes a big difference, too.
So I was like, yeah, get out.
So you said the car weighs what, 2,300 pounds?
About 2,300 pounds, and it's got a Roush 427 IR, so it's about 580 horsepower. So there's no traction control, no knees whatsoever. It's your foot and your hands do all the work. In fact, at one point, we were talking about that, right? And I was like, hey, Dan, watch this. Like, nope, that's me. Like, thank God you trust me. Yeah. It will get a little squirrely, but he was pointing out that, man, even if it does, it just wants to go in a straight line.
Dude, Actually, props to because I was watching for you guys to spin out in front of me when you were taking info right, and I'm like, dude, that thing is straight as an arrow.
Yeah.
I love the confidence. We were waiting for you to spin out.
It does. The amount of like it feels planted when you get
So
on
planted,
it is nuts.
It does have air conditioning too, which is cool.
Yes. You know, I think if you blew on the back of my neck, it would be cooler. But
So obviously, you were asking for like a tour of the garage.
Yeah.
You took them. So obviously, Ford GT is big for me. This was something I was addicted to when they first came out, but I didn't have any money, right? So it's pretty cool to be able to like drive both back to back, like kind of choose which one.
Yeah.
And then as you can see, we got the GT500 and then the Shelby truck. And then we've downsized the collection recently because the GTD is incoming next month.
Oh, where's the thing you were telling me about the?
So we took the tape off, but we'll show you a picture. This was configured a little differently. I had to lift over a little bit because I was doing the GTD right here. So I had to tape it off to see if it could fit all the way. It was literally right up against this to the side. And so we're like, let's stick the GT40 in it. And I was like, you could fit 2 of those, dude. Almost 2 of those in the box. And then we've got, I've got another one of my cars coming back tonight, or tomorrow night, which is a Shelby Daytona Coupe. But
How's that driving experience compared to this?
so pretty much the same motor, same platform, but that one's got motor up front and all powers to the back wheels. So it's a good show. But he loves it because the car is set up where when you get on it, it squats and goes. Like you feel a full-on squat. So it really doesn't feel. It's scary. It's scary itself. For a passenger, it's scary. For me, it's not so scary.
After the first 2 minutes, I started to loosen up. Yeah. And I can actually enjoy this now. Because the first 2 minutes of like the reality sinking in, like I'm strapped into this thing. It doesn't have Motec. It doesn't have, it's like.
I was gonna ask you, what was so you've been in high-powered Vipers. What was the experience comparatively?
So I told him this is the rawest car I've ever been in, right? Like by far, right? Like I've been in a tin can Civic. I was telling him earlier.
I remember the Civic.
And I'm like, yeah, but this is a lot different than that, obviously. But like, again, so I've been in Vipers, like 2,500 horsepower Vipers with Motec, This is the same level of scary, and it's a fifth of the horsepower, maybe even scarier, because, like I said, I'm the airbag here. I can't believe this motherfucker took it on a rally. How many miles did you do?
2,700
Holy
in
shit.
6 days. I did wear shorts for that one because I would not survive if I wore pants in that cockpit. So this is built by Superformance.
Superformance, that's what it was.
So Superformance, this is a continuation car. So this is the 15th car they built post-production of the original cars back in the 60s. It goes into the historic registry with the original GT40s as a P chassis car. Oh, it's pretty cool. So they actually have a lot of history. So about 80 to 90% of this car is interchangeable with the original GT40s.
That's what I thought was amazing about it, right? So like you're gonna build a car, but to keep it true to that, because that's what it feels like. This feels like a car from the 60s.
Totally
like,
does.
Yeah.
But what's great is, for $250,000 or 300 grand, you get to experience a GT40.
Yes. Yeah.
With just a modern power plant, depending on what you put in there. You can actually have a tool room car built. They're a little more expensive, and they are exact to the original GT40.
Really?
They have a special designation for those ones. But also what's cool is you can choose left or right-hand drive.
Oh, really?
So this
Oh,
one's
really?
left-hand drive. There are a lot of you are, yeah, exactly.
That's Captain intended.
Yeah, it's just super cool. Superformance is a great company. There's a lot of other companies that build kit variants. This is not a kit, obviously. It's built in a factory by hand using the original tooling from the 60s. So it's pretty awesome. Let's show you the Roush.
You hear all the dirt falling down?
So basically, it was our 2 bodies and that.
Our 2 bodies and an engine.
I mean, the separation is nothing. Get a little piece of plexiglass behind your head.
We were a peanut butter and Ford sandwich.
That's my favorite.
This is definitely EPA compliant.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. There's an O2 sensor.
I can just plug my scanner into this?
Yeah. It is fuel injected, though.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
I figured. Get it anyway.
GT500.
I'm gonna be careful. I'm not careless like you are.
You got room.
Careless. Okay, so this isn't exactly a not rare car either. I mean, this color is pretty.
So what's funny was we took this and the 350R when I had them both together to a Ford dealership up in Mooresville, and I was like, "Hey, can you guys do oil change?" They're like, "Yeah." So we picked up the car and we were with the service guy, and he's like, "Why'd you bring this to us?" I'm like, "Well, just wanted to have you guys service it. I think it'd be cool. This isn't anything special." He's like, "What?" He's like, this isn't normal.
Yeah.
I was
"Oh."
driving and needed something. I called a dealer too one time, but I had some spare time. I was like, I should get oil changed right now. I called a dealer and they were like, no. They're like, you can bring it here, but bring it on Tuesday when Joe's working and he'll do it. Yeah.
Do you want to kind of touch on some stuff around the garage
This
real
is
quick, too?
basically the beater in this, garage.
It's my alternate daily. I have a guy, pull one, his name, it's realistic car drawings on Instagram, and he hit me up when I first, this was way back, I forget which one was even first, but he's been drawing, these are all hand drawn with pencil and marker. And he's drawn most of the cars I've ever had in my collection. The cool ones that I want on the wall. Nope, it didn't, and I love that car, that was awesome. But yeah, it's just really
And
cool.
we're just
So
gonna
this is the
skip
cool
past
edition.
the Chevys and
So I like art. I like original art. Behind the GT40, which is kind of cool. It's kind of why the lift ended up here was I've got my Tail of Dragon book. So I've done Tail of Dragon, I can't tell you how many times, and usually I'll grab a shot from one of the adventures. So all of these are different adventures in the Dragon, and it's me printing pictures.
from Killboy or whatever.
Yep.
I get one too.
And there's two back here too from one. That was from the trip where I jumped the day after I got it, jumped in and drove 12 hours and 2 days of nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan, I got to show you this.
I'll start here real quick. So Shelby Collectible Legend Series has reached out to me, and they actually have started producing official Shelby Collectible of F85, which is a huge honor in my
That's
opinion.
awesome.
So you can actually go buy one of these. Any profit share I'm entitled to goes directly to charity.
Well, what's this all about? I didn't ask you about that earlier.
So this was the Camaro that I told you guys about that I built for that project in Mooresville. This
spray out?
is one of the spray outs. Yeah, for testing the colors. And this was the original rendering that I had drawn up by an artist out of California.
This reminds me of like the Chip Foose stuff that
That's,
guy did.
yeah. This is an awesome kid. I met him in a car show. He used to actually bring a chair and sit down. He was a lower income kid that he would have his mom drive him an hour to get to these car shows, and he would just draw pictures of cars.
That's cool.
And then eventually we sent him on, we hooked him up with the car community, and then eventually he was drawing pictures for Jay Leno and all these other
Really?
celebrities. Yeah. So
So, and then this is his as well?
yeah, they were both, those are the two renditions that he did for me.
That's cool.
One that we talked about, this is one of my Instagram followers. He's a tattoo artist out of California. And he goes, hey, do you mind if I paint a picture of your GT40? And from all the messages I get, I was like, yeah, whatever, sure, go ahead. And then he started sending me progress pics. And I was like, damn, that's super cool. And then he was like, give me a saying that is really important to you. So I have, if you're not having fun, what the hell's the point? That was something my dad lived by, because my dad, you'll hear in the podcast, had 72 heart attacks before he died. A lot of time I revived him and, throughout my childhood. So it's just very, very special. And then I put him on a plane and flew him out here so he could present it to me in person in my garage. Okay. And I just had it sitting in here all covered up. And I just waited till he got here to unveil it. One of our big things we did in Mooresville, we've rebuilt the downtown through private investment. And I developed a big building called Mill 1. And the original mill in Mooresville was built in the 1800s, and the whole downtown built up to support it. And if you know the name Mooresville, North Carolina, it's the home of NASCAR. So it's super special car related. So unfortunately, we had to tear down the mill. It was all hand-pressed brick from the 1800s. You could go up to the wall inside and pull brick off the wall because it was kind of deteriorating. So all of this is wood from the original mill from the 1800s, and we left it unfinished. And the stairs and the table is a big oak tree that post-project completion, the town wanted us to take the tree down, and I told you the story of fought 'em, and we lost that battle. So that's a slab directly from the tree. It was a huge tree, as you can tell.
That is a big oak. If you got a single slab, that is a huge
Here,
oak.
look at the size of the slab. It's crazy. See?
Only when it comes to wood.
We've got our experience wall up here. So all the car stuff that we do, all the stuff with the community, we just kind of be a smorgasbord of whatever up here. So it's just kind of neat. You got to show them the mural.
Hey, show them the mural.
Yeah, which mural?
You want to touch on where that came from?
Instagram. When I was a kid, dude, I'm telling you, the phone must have heard me and been like, "Oh, he's gonna build a garage. Let's send him that." Yeah, and I bought it and it turned out great, so I'm not complaining. An Easter egg. This guy right here. See this picture? That's my son and his friend. That's in the original mill before they were literally tearing it down starting that day.
That's a cool
So
photo.
you can see the brick here. you can literally reach up and pull that off with your hands, your bare hands. These are a bunch of license plate I had on a bunch of cars that I owned. My Viper was V10'em, so Venom. Okay. And then I had Stark for the R8 and No Bad Days and VinGiggs. But these two are really special because my dad passed away about 5 years ago. It was right before my 40th birthday. I'm 43 now. So she didn't tell me, but she saved those two license plate off my dad's cars from 1995 and then presented them to me as a birthday gift when I turned 40. So those hang very proudly in the garage. So when I exit, kind of a reminder of him, you know. I'm very sentimental about pretty much everything. So as you guys see, like everything in here has meaning. He's been a big part of that. There's a lot of shit with him. And there's us as the Simpsons characters over there. Yeah. By the way, the goats were walking around too. I saw them in the background when we were filming over there.
So let's see if they headbutt the rental. This guy got insurance.
Did you get goat protection though?
I did not get goat protection.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
That's when he gets you. So awesome. Where can everybody find you guys?
At VinGiggs on Instagram, VinGiggs Garage on YouTube.
For the clip on Instagram, I think that's a good place to find me.
See you guys next time.